Hashimoto's autoimmune. Okay, so at this point, it's the most common cause. I think that after this, these are just some other articles that we have here. But what I would say about that is, and I don't know how to get back the screen, but what I can do is, we'll just leave that there for a second. There is an answer for this dilemma. You should be working with somebody who knows the ramifications and can help you. I am not successful with everybody. I will be the first to admit that. I probably have a higher success rate than most people, but that's only because the time we put into this and because we focus on that, because we understand the pain and the struggle that it is for you, for those who need to lose that weight and can't, or who have relatives that can't. I wanted to mention just a couple of cases so you can see some of the things that we have so you have a better sense. This is a 42-year-old male who had come in, and his problem was he couldn't lose weight. And he'd been on human chorionic gonadotropin as a trial to see. That's another weight loss program that's using injections. It gets fairly aggressive, but it didn't really help him that much. So, and I don't use that as a regular part of the practice, but we were so desperate that we tried that, and we were checking levels of his testosterone. He was reasonably good to do that, so we tried it, but it didn't help him. What ended up helping this guy? He got serious about really trying to lose weight and making it a priority in his life. He was on neurotransmitter support. So this thing that I was talking to you about, this relaxing stuff and the excitatory stuff, and people saying, well, whatever, just tell me what the supplements are. But these supplements, to adjust neurotransmitters, helped him with his motivation, helped him with his mood support, helped him with his cortisol levels, and he began to lose weight for the first time. And he actually ended up subsequently working with a weight training guy. And by the way, weight training is not training how to gain weight. Okay? Weight training is training how to build muscle mass. Okay? So that's the free weights and the exercise machines that build muscle mass. So he was ecstatic. For the first time in his life, he actually was improving his weight. And the centerpiece to that was actually not looking at his nutrient levels, interestingly enough. It was looking at his neurotransmitter levels. So that's what helped him the most. And this is a woman. This is a younger woman. This woman is a 34-year-old woman who was having a heck of a time losing weight for a long time. Beautiful heart, but carried a lot of weight and couldn't get rid of it. So eventually what happened, she came in, I actually have to quote this. She said to me, I feel a lot better. She actually had lost 20 pounds. And that was over a period of about 3 months. It's a lot of weight to lose in 3 months. And since Christmas, she said. And I said, well, how did you do it? She said, I stuck strictly 100% to what you told me to do. I did what you told me to do. You know all the money I've been spending coming to see you and everything? I actually did what you said it finally. And what that meant was she took supplements that we recommended to help replenish nutritional losses. It might have been magnesium, chromium, B vitamins. She also started to eat right. She said eat right, which means follow the dietary guidelines that we were using with her. And she did this just to see if it would make a difference. And it's true. I mean, and that's the honest truth about it. She was like, I've tried it all. Maybe I'll do what this guy says and see what happens. I'll give it a month try. Well, she dropped about 5 pounds. He said, okay. So, success breeds success. And she decided to do everything by the book. And when she strayed off of her diet, she noticed that it came back a little bit, but she was able to reclaim it. And the interesting thing was, her diet was already pretty good. So she actually changed her diet hardly at all. And here's a good example of where diet doesn't help. She was on the right diet. She really was eating pretty well for the most part. But she did the other thing. She started to work out regularly. She started to do interval stationary bicycle training, short bursts of high intensity followed by relaxing. She would get her heart rate up to about 150, and then she'd drop it down to 120, and then she'd do a 1-minute sprint, and then she'd drop it down with about 3 minutes of recovery. So 1 minute fast for her, 3 minutes recovery. For me, it's about 20 seconds fast and 3 minutes recovery. What can I say? I got to be true about that. She just said that she's felt the best that she's felt in years. I'll give you another example. I don't have the information. This is a 55-year-old male who came in with a cholesterol of 228, an LDL of 168, because it's good to have data. It makes a lot of difference. And what happened was he decided to get serious. And over a period of about 3 months, he lost some weight. He actually lost about 10 pounds in 3 months. But he changed his eating and became very serious about how he did it. And the beauty of this is then when he didn't follow that closely and he gained the weight, he knew what to do to get it back. And he worked with a nutritional consultant. And he was doing his exercise more regularly. He'd been exercising, but he wasn't doing it regularly. He did it more regularly. He got serious about taking his supplements regularly, including some red yeast rice, pantethine, niacin for help with the cholesterol. But by the way, he had been on those until he started to move with the diet and the exercise. End result is that approximately 6 weeks to 2 months later, this is 6 weeks to 2 months, cholesterol was 228, LDL is 168. An optimal LDL, by the way, in the United States right now is 60. He was 100 points higher than he should have been. An optimal cholesterol is probably about 150. He was 80 points higher than he should have been. He dropped the weight, he felt better. We repeated the cholesterol numbers. What did they show? His cholesterol dropped from 228 to 145. His LDL, this is true, I got the data. His LDL dropped from 168 to 64. He dropped 100 points off something that was destined to kill him because he had plaque in his heart and in his carotid. It's very clear. So it was a profound effect. That showed him he wasn't destined to follow the same fate as many members of his family had on his male side, which is cardiovascular death. So the implications of this are profound. They can range from I just want to look prettier, which is a beautiful reason to do it, to I want to live longer, and I don't want to be stuck in this. Because obesity and weight gain are not simply appearance issues. They are profound medical issues that have to do with metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, the whole nine, and there's ways to go at it that make sense.